Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're tackling something I know every single one of us struggles with, transforming that overwhelming midday mental clutter into focused, trackable action.
Let me ask you this directly. Do you have 3 minutes to reset your energy? I know your schedule is absolutely demanding. Finding a spare moment when you're jumping between back-to-back tasks, well, it literally feels impossible sometimes. Even taking a quick breath feels like a luxury. But what if 3 minutes was the exact key to changing the trajectory of your entire afternoon?
Okay, let's dive into this. We're going to cover the 3-minute reset, acknowledging your thoughts, focusing on your control, choosing your next action, and finally translating that mindset into actual results.
Section 1, the 3-minute reset, establishing the core philosophy.
The source material outlines a very specific, comforting promise here. A mindful moment to clear your head, set your intentions, and reset your energy. It's really entirely about intentionally pressing pause so you can just recalibrate.
So, to define our terms clearly for our exploration today, the PMA Daily Reset is a structured 3-minute mental exercise designed to transition a user from cognitive overload to intentional, focused action. That right there is the ultimate goal of the journey we're embarking on together.
The journey begins right on the app's home screen. And notice, right below the Start Daily Reset button, it explicitly states this process takes about 3 minutes. So it's an accessible tool, not some mandatory hour-long meditation retreat that you simply don't have time for anyway.
And this brilliantly illustrates the 3-part psychological progression we're going to analyze next. Acknowledge thoughts, focus on control, and choose an action. It's a system designed to intentionally guide your brain out of the weeds.
Section 2. Acknowledge your thoughts. Unedited reflection.
I want you to ask yourself, right in this very moment, what are you thinking right now? Just pause for a second and really reflect on that. When you hit start, this is the very first prompt. It encourages completely open reflection. Notice the crucial subtext here. It says there are no right or wrong answers. This is huge because it temporarily mutes your inner critic, providing the safe, judgment-free space for an unedited mental dump of whatever is stressing you out.
Section 3. Focus on your control, grounding the mind.
Then, the app pivots and asks, what can you control right now? It's a direct, incredibly empowering question, designed to pull you immediately out of anxiety and put you right back in the driver's seat.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it frames the challenge: focus on what's within your control, let go of what isn't. It literally forces you to actively let go of those massive external stressors, the late emails, demanding clients, shifting deadlines, and drastically narrow your focus down to your immediate sphere of influence.
Section 4. Choose your next action, creating forward momentum. Having let go of what you absolutely cannot control, the question then becomes, what action will you take next? This is where we shift gears from passive thinking to active doing, and where we really build that forward momentum. This final prompt forces a definitive decision, but pay close attention to the specific instruction. Choose one small, clear step you can take right now. It's not asking you to solve the whole project or boil the ocean. It intentionally breaks down massive project anxiety into a single, highly executable task. It's essentially an instant cure for analysis paralysis.
Section 5. Translating mindset into results. Proof of execution.
Now, philosophical mindset exercises are wonderful, for sure, but let's move to the history view and see how this builds into tangible proof of work. This is a logged session history dated March 24th. It visually proves that mental clarity doesn't just evaporate into thin air, it translates directly into tracked historical data.
Let's break down that execution log a bit. You can see exactly how high-level intention turns into rigorous structural work. First up, reviewing project requirements. Next, designing the wireframes. And finally, implementing core components. The user goes from feeling totally overwhelmed to actively wireframing and testing, all sparked by a deliberate 3-minute mental reset.
You see, you really don't need hours to get back on track. You just need a structured mechanism to break the cognitive overload. So I'm going to leave you with this provocative challenge pulled straight from the source material to apply to your own day right now. What small step will you take next?